Shri Gurudev. Hello students. We were discussing about geography, second chapter, physiography. So in the last class we had discussed about one part of the physical division, namely the northern Himalayas. And we have discussed about the three parallel ranges of the Himalayas, the importance of the Himalayas and all. Today let us discuss about the remaining physical divisions. First, let us discuss about the second physical division of India, that is the northern Great Plain. So what do you mean by plain? Plain is a complete flat land to the land level, flat land. So the northern Great Plain, you can see in the map, the orange color completely which is shown here. This is the extension of the northern Great Plain. So where does it lie? The northern Great Plain lies between the Himalayas in the north, and to the south it is the peninsular plateau. So in the northern Himalaya, in the northern Great Plain, there are three river systems, the important river systems of India, that is North India. Which are the three important river systems of the North India that is seen in the Great Plain means the Ganga, the Satluj and the Brahmaputra. So this plain, how is the northern Great Plain formed? The northern Great Plain is formed by the deposition of the alluvial soil which is brought down by these river systems, the Ganga, the Satluj, the Brahmaputra. So the northern plain is made up of or formed by alluvial soil. That is why this is called as the largest alluvial soil tract. So this soil is spread for about 2,500 kilometers. The length, the width if you take, it is 2,240 to 340 kilometers. And the total area of the North Indian Plain or the Northern Great Plain is 7 lakh square kilometer. And this region is completely flat. I said it is a plain, it is completely flat. And the rocks in this region, as it is covered by the alluvial soil, it cannot be seen. The rock is not exposed. Why means it is covered by the alluvial soil. So what is the importance of the Great Plain? Let us see. As I said you, the northern plain is formed by the deposition of alluvial soil. So alluvial soil, it is very, very fertile. Thereby, it is suitable for agriculture. Okay. Then I said you there are three river systems, Ganga, Satluj, Brahmaputra and all, and their tributaries. All these rivers are found in this plain. Thereby, this is also suitable for irrigation. So both agriculture and irrigation. Yes. So already I said you, it has many rivers, perennial rivers. So these rivers are perennial. What do you mean by perennial? Water flow throughout the year. So perennial rivers are there, and the soil is very, very fertile. Why? Because alluvial soil. So because of all this, we can see agriculture and irrigation is carried on. And as the land is very, very flat, it has good roads, railways and also communication. And there is agriculture, there is irrigational facility, the soil is fertile, there are good roads, there are good railways. Because of all these things, many industries are established in this region. Thereby it is useful for industrialization. As there are many industries, thereby it helps in the development of urbanization. Urbanization means cities, towns. And because of this, it also helps in the development of trade. Not only this, the Great Plain is also one of the famous pilgrim centers. It has many pilgrim centers where people go for pilgrimages. Okay. Next, let us discuss about another physical division, that is the peninsular plateau. We have already discussed about the northern Himalayas, then the North Indian Plain, now the peninsular plateau. So this peninsular plateau, it is the largest physical division of India and also the oldest physical division and land mass of India. Okay, largest physical division and oldest physical division of India. So this region, this region, this is the peninsular plateau. This region is the peninsular plateau. So this region is said to be formed during the Gondwana. It is a part of the Gondwana land. Okay. And it covers about 16 lakh square kilometer. I said you it is the largest physical division. See the area covered? 16 lakh square kilometer. And we can easily see that the peninsular plateau is of a triangular shape. It is of a triangular shape. Okay. So this is triangular shape. And the southernmost tip if you take, the southernmost tip is formed by a cape called as Cape Kanyakumari. Cape Comorin, the oldest name. Now it is Cape Kanyakumari, the southernmost tip of India. And in this Deccan Plateau, there are many hills. Called as the Aravalis, the Vindhyas, the Satpuras, then the Western Ghats, and here the Eastern Ghats, then the Chota Nagpur Plateau, then the Deccan Plateau, and here the Malwa Plateau. And next, if you see in this Aravalis, we can see that Aravalis here. In the Aravalis, there is the highest peak called as Mount Guru Shikhar. Mount Guru Shikhar is the highest peak in the Aravali ranges. See, the height is about 1772 meters. Okay. Then we have the Vindhyas to the north. We can see that. We have see the map carefully. You can see the Vindhyas are there to the in between the Vindhyas and Satpuras. There is a river valley called as Narmada Valley. So to the north of the Vindhyas, so the north of the Narmada is Vindhyas, and to the south of the Narmada Valley is Satpuras. So here we have, as we have already seen here, there are the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats in the peninsular plateau. Let us see what is the difference between the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. So the Western Ghats, if you see, the Western Ghats here are continuous. See, there is no gap. They are continuous. The Western Ghats are continuous. Okay. Whereas the Eastern Ghats, if you see, there are gap. It is not continuous. You can see in between there are many river valleys. They are not continuous. But the Western Ghats are continuous. Okay. Then the Western Ghats, they are parallel to the west coast. They are parallel to the west coast. And if you come to talk about the Eastern Ghats, they are parallel to the east coast. Next, if you see the Western Ghats, they are higher than the Eastern Ghats. They slope towards the east. That is why most of the rivers in the peninsular plateau flow towards the eastern side. Why means the Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats. Whereas if you see the Eastern Ghats, they are not so high. Likewise, if you see in the Western Ghats, the highest peak is Anaimudi in the Anamalai range is the highest peak in the Western Ghats. The height in the southernmost tip of the Western Ghats we can see in Tamil Nadu. We can see Anaimudi in Anamalai range. Anaimudi is the highest peak in Western Ghats, and the height of the Anaimudi peak is 2695 meters. Likewise, in the Eastern Ghats, Armakonda is the highest peak. Anaimudi is the highest peak in South India. Okay. But along with that, it is highest peak in the Western Ghats. Armakonda is the highest peak in the Eastern Ghats. And Western Ghats, if you see the extension, it extends from um Tapi. See, Tapi Valley till the peak, if you come, it is Kanyakumari. Likewise, the Eastern Ghats extend from, Mahanadi to the peak, that is to the peak in the Nilgiris. So now these two, the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats, they meet at a place called as Nilgiris. They meet at a place called as Nilgiris. Okay. So what is the importance of the peninsular plateau? We have to, these are all important 3 marks questions. The difference between Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Now, what are the importance of the peninsular plateau? If you see, in this peninsular plateau, there are many minerals, abundance of minerals, plenty of minerals are found in the peninsular plateau. There are thick forests on the Western Ghats. If you see, we can see many of you would have gone towards Dharmasthala and all. You could have seen there are thick forests, the Ghat section. So there are thick forests and they are also rich in biodiversity. Next point, if you see, these Western Ghats, they are influenced by the southwest monsoon winds. That is why this Ghat section receive heavy rainfall, okay, during the rainy season, because they are influenced by the southwest monsoon winds. Then this Ghat section, that peninsular plateau, that is the Western Ghats or Eastern Ghats, if you see, they are rich in black soil. Then in this Ghat section, there are many rivers which take place their birth. So they are the birthplace of many South Indian rivers. We have seen the Himalayas are the birthplace of the North Indian rivers. Likewise, the Western Ghats are the birthplace of many South Indian rivers. And this Western Ghats is also famous for many hill stations. For example, Ooty. So it is also famous for hill station. So next topic we are going to discuss about is the coastal plains. We have already discussed about the North Indian plain in the northern region. Likewise, besides the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats, there are plains called as the coastal plains. We can see the coastal plains. So the green color here, we can see that these are the coastal plains. So the coastal plains, it extends from the Rann of Kutch till Kanyakumari in the south, and likewise in the east it extends from the Ganga delta to the peak, that is Kanyakumari. Okay, so this coastal plains is divided into Western Ghats, Western coastal plain and Eastern coastal plain. Okay, it is divided into Western coastal plain and Eastern coastal plain. So now let us see the difference between the Western coastal plain and the Eastern coastal plains. Another important 3-mark question here. First, let us discuss about the Western coastal plain. So where is the Western coastal plain? It lies between the Western Ghats. It lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. So in between these two regions, you can see the green color, thin border, we can see that is the Western coastal plain. So it lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. And it extends from the Rann of Kutch, to Kanyakumari in the south. And this Western coastal plains, they are very narrow, steep and rocky. It's full of rocks. And here we can see 3 divisions of the Western coastal plain. Namely, first one here, this region we can see it is Konkan coast. Then we have the Karnataka coast. And south we have the Malabar coast. Okay, this is Konkan coast still here Konkan coast. Then we have the Karnataka coast or Canara coast. Then we have the Malabar coast. Then when we come to the Eastern coastal plain, it lies between the Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. In between the Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. So it extends from Subarnarekha river valley. So Subarnarekha river valley near Orissa till Kanyakumari. Okay. And here this is little bit broader compared to the Western coastal plain. The Eastern coastal plain is little broader. Okay. And they have many river deltas in this river. Krishna delta, Godavari Delta, Kaveri Delta, like this many river deltas are there. Mahanadi Delta, Krishna Delta, Godavari Delta. These river deltas are found in the eastern coastal plain. And here the eastern coastal plain, it is divided into two parts, namely the northern Sarkar. Earlier it is also called as the Utkal coast. So this from here to here it is northern Sarkar, and to the south it is Coromandel coast. Okay, northern Sarkar and Coromandel coast. One more important thing in the eastern coast is there are many lagoons. So what are these lagoons? Lagoons means salt water lakes. Many salt water lakes are available in the eastern coastal plain. Example, this is one, Chilka in Orissa, Pulicat in Tamil Nadu, and Koleru in Andhra Pradesh. So these are some of the important saltwater lakes or lagoons in the eastern coast. Next, let's see the importance of the coastal plains. So the coastal plains are also very, very important. How they are important? So first and foremost thing, they provide natural harbors. Okay, so some of the important natural harbors are on the western coast we have Kandla, Mumbai, Marmagoa, Kochi. Likewise on the eastern coast we have Visakhapatnam and Kolkata. These are all the natural harbors. Next thing, these coastal plains, they are very, very useful for fishing, shipbuilding, agriculture, then production of salt. For all this they are very, very useful. Then in the coastal plains there are beaches which are very, very attractive for tourists. Especially children, they enjoy going to beach, isn't it? So they are of tourist attraction. Then there are also backwater regions in these places near the coastal plains. They are very, very helpful for navigation. Okay. So the last part of this physical division or physiography of India are the islands of India. Isn't it? What do you mean by islands? Islands are those parts of land which is completely surrounded by water. So in India, there are mainly two island groups. Main island groups are three. Actually, three. There are two important island groups. So which are the two island groups in India? If you see, one is Lakshadweep island groups, another one is Andaman island groups. So totally, and of course there are another island group here that is in between India and Sri Lanka. Okay, that is not considered so important, but important are Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar. So there are totally 247 islands in India. 247 islands. Among them, 204 are in Bay of Bengal, means they are in Andaman and Nicobar. 204 islands are there in Andaman and Nicobar, and 43 islands are there in Lakshadweep. Okay, so this Andaman and Nicobar islands, they are made up of hard volcanic rocks. They are made up of hard volcanic rocks. Likewise, this Lakshadweep islands, they are made up of corals. Corals means a type of sea animal. Okay, so after these corals die, they get deposited in the seabed, and after many years, after hundreds of years, their skeletons the skeletons are used as corals, which are the precious stones. Okay, so the Lakshadweep is in the Arabian Sea. Likewise, the Andaman Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. So these are the important island groups of India. Hope you all have understood. Thank you, students.